Hello there, welcome to my YouTube channel Saint Nightingale. In this tutorial video, I'm going to be showing you how to cut a 360 degrees peplum blouse, or a full circle peplum blouse as people may call it. If you haven't subscribed, do not forget to click on the subscribe button as we proceed in learning the styles that I use in creating this type of design. So let's go. So for you to be able to cut a full circle peplum blouse, you need to be able to get the waist measurement divided by 6.28 inches, which will give you the radius. The 6.28 inches is static. For you to be able to get a full circle peplum blouse, you need to be able to define the waist measurement and divide it by this static or fixed formula for cutting your full circle peplum blouse, which is 6.28 inches. Now the waist measurement is 32.5 inches, so I'll be dividing 32.5 inches by 6.28 inches, which will give me 5.17 inches. But then I can't use this measurement because at the end I'm going to be pleating this peplum like you can see in the picture. I'm also going to be needing my zip allowance, and if I decide to use that 5.17 inches that I got earlier, I won't be getting an accurate measurement. So here is what I did. So 32.5 inches plus 4 inches zip allowance plus 6 inches pleat allowance. So I'm going to be pleating 3 times, as you can see in this picture, which is why I'm using 6 inches pleat allowance. I'm pleating using 1 inch, so when I fold it, it gives me 2. When I fold it at the other part, it gives me another 2. When I fold it on the third part, that's another 2 inches. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 gives me 6 inches pleat allowance. 2 inches sewing allowance for the zip on the first part, 2 inches sewing allowance on the zip on the other part, which will give me 4 inches total for the zip allowance. So I'm going to be adding that to my waist measurement. Now let's do the math. 32.5 plus 4 inches plus 6 inches will give us 42.5 inches, right? So now 42.5 inches divided by 6.28 inches is equals to 6.76, which is our radius. So we're going to be transferring this measurement to the fabric now. I'm going to leave this measurement here on the screen, as you can see, so that we can remind ourselves of what we're working with. This fabric has been folded into four sides. This is 1.5 yards, and it's been folded into 4. So remember, our radius is 6.76 inches, right? So I'm going to mark 6.7 inches on that part, and then I'm going to move again to the extreme end and mark another 6.76 inches. And I'm going to take the tape rule again to the center of that part, as you can see in the video, and mark another 6.76 inches. The total length I'm going to be working with is 27 inches. So from that part that I had marked 6.76 inches for the radius, I'm going to mark 11 inches. So I've added 1 inch to it. That's half an inch sewing allowance at the top and half an inch sewing allowance at the tip of the peplum blouse. Also, another thing to note is, as you can remember in the beginning when I showed you the peplum that I eventually created, the parts in front are shorter than the sides and at the back. So I'm going to be recutting this to fit into the length for the front. The length for the front I'm going to be using is 23 inches. So at the end, I'm still going to be tracing out about 4 inches away from the circumference for the front. But now let's just continue with what we're doing. So I'm going across the markings for the radius, and I'm marking 11 inches long, because I've added half an inch sewing allowance at the top and at the bottom, which at the end of the day will give me 10 inches. So I'm taking my curve ruler now to connect the dots. I noticed the curve ruler wasn't giving me the shape that I wanted, so I moved back to freehand to be able to trace the dots myself with my pencil. So that's what I'm doing now. Afterwards, I picked up my scissors and traced out the markings that I've made for the bottom and then for the waistline, and this is what you have. I'm spreading this open, and this is your 360 degrees peplum blouse, or full circle peplum blouse. You can also use this method for your skirts and any other creation that you're making. So after I've done that, now remember I said the front part is shorter than the back part, so I went ahead to trace out the measurement that I'll be using for the front part. I divided this portion or this peplum into 4 parts: the front, the sides, and at the back, for me to be able to determine how much fabric I'm going to cut out from the peplum. So this is now different from the first one that I'd shown you that had the full circle. So now I've retraced this. I'm cutting out about 4 inches from the front towards the side, and I'm now going to go to my machine and join. Before going to my machine, let me also remind you that I retraced this on the lining that I'm going to be using. I laid it with the gum stay so that it's thick. I'm not using crinoline for this peplum because I don't want it to stand. I don't want the way the peplum sits to be too hard. So I just use gum stay, the medium texture of gum stay, not even the hardest texture of gum stay. I used the medium texture of gum stay, and I placed this on the lining before placing the main fabric and then the lining for the main fabric. So I've used my pins now to secure this. I'm now going to be going to the machine to join these parts together. Let's go. After joining the edges, I'm now going to be trimming it out and taking it to the ironing board to iron out the edges as well. So after ironing it out, I went back to the machine to seal up the waistline, and then I trimmed it again, and I'm going to be transferring this to the upper body of the blouse. So I'm going back to the ironing board to fix this peplum on the blouse. So first of all, I did was to place the edges across on the left and on the right, and also pinned down the waist. So now I'm going to determine the center point. I marked the center point on the peplum, and I'm marking it on the blouse as well, and I'm going to be fixing it so that I have equal portions for the left and the right side of the blouse. So after marking the center point of the blouse, I'm going to be placing the peplum, the center point of the peplum as well, with my pin on the center point of the blouse, and that's what I'm doing now. Afterwards, I went on to pleat on the part that has the darts. The part that has the darts on the fabric, I went on to pleat inwards so that by the time I flip it over, the pleat can align with the darts. Also, the parts that I'll be pleating, remember I said I'm pleating it in 3 places. I'm pleating on the first dart on the left, I'm pleating on the second dart on the right, and I'm also pleating on the waist joining on the right as well. So I'm pleating from it's moving from the left side of the dart to the right side of the dart, and the waist joining, that connects the sewing that connects the back and the front together, and that's the third place I'll be having the darts, and that's what I did. Remember I said I was going to be using 1 inch sewing allowance to pleat, and that's what I did here, and I'm going to be showing what this turned out to be. But then let's go to the machine and join. And voila, this is our full circle peplum blouse, or 360 degrees peplum blouse that I've pleated, and as you can see, I went on to embellish the wing collar to have a lot of designs on it, appliques and beads as well. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you have any questions for me, please do not forget to leave them down below in the comment section, and I'll be willing to address them. If you tried out this pattern, you can also share with me in the comment section, and I'll be willing to look through the videos and watch what you have recreated. Do not forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. I have other tutorial videos on my channel that would interest you, so you can just click on it and watch. Till I come your way again, keep creating magic. It's a Nightingale.